It turns out when you solve quadratic equations, sometimes the answer that you find won't be an actual, real, honest-to-goodness number. It actually might be a complex number. So complex numbers, they come in when we try to take the square root of a negative number, because you can't do that with the reals. There's no real number that has the property that it's actually equal to the square root of a negative number. So in that case, what we do is we call that special number I the square root of -1. And this really is sort of almost magical, you know? And in fact, there should be glitter all over here. Glitter, 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 because we love it. It's so out there. I just means the square root of -1. And to see some of the magic and glitter firsthand, I'll actually show you a little sleight of hand right now. Because in fact, these complex numbers appear sometimes out of thin air. Like watch this. Woo! Look at that, huh? Pretty cool. So here is a number that's a complex number, and I want to write it in terms of I. I want to use I. So remember that I is just equal to the square root of -1. So all I have to do is isolate that piece of this puzzle. And so what I see here is 4 times the square root of -1 times the square root of 25. And so that equals 4, and in place of the square root of -1, I put I, and the square root of 25 we know is 5. And so what I see here is that this equals 20I. 20I. See? Okay, watch this. You ready? Numbers come out of thin air. Woo! There we go. Here is another one. Let's see if we can figure out what this equals. Well, let's see. This equals negative square root of -1 times square root 50. And what's that? Well, the square root of -1 we know is just I, so this is -I. And what's the square root of 50? Well, the square root of 50 we could actually write as what? Well, we could say that's the square root of 25 times the square root of 2. And the square root of 25 we know is 5. And so we could write this as negative I 5 times the square root of 2. You can write in any order you want. Sometimes people write this as negative 5I square root of 2. Now you might want to write this as negative 5 square root of 2I. The problem here is that it's not clear like where that square root ends. Maybe you think the square root goes all over. So if you want to write this way, I'd really try to show that it ends right there, and then you're okay. So any one of these three answers, of course, represents the same number, but you can see that I occur. I will be with you whenever you have a complex answer to a quadratic. I'll be there.